Yo 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 yo, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the series, A Noob's Guide to Diablo 2 Resurrected. You already know what it is. If you don't, we're level 15, sorry. We have a paladin, we just started Act 2. As you can see, I'm on my way to find Radament, which will give us a free skill, much like the first quest we did in Act 1. So today we're gonna focusing on how to finish up normal and how to get to level 25 before we get to Act 5, because that is very important. But I will tell you why later, and then in the end of the video we're gonna respec before we beat Baal, so we can get going and a good start. So one of the good things to do to start out Act 2 is to buy a Mercenary. As you can see here, I'm buying one right now. You buy him in the upper side of town, close to the entrance to the sewers, as you can see right here. And this is also where you will enter to complete the first quest that you saw me do during the introduction of the video. Then once you buy a Mercenary, go to Farah and buy him a weapon. For normal, it doesn't really matter which type of Mercenary you get, because they're all pretty much the same. But you can get Blessed Aim, which gives you more attack rating, which could be useful, or you can do like me, get a Prayer Mercenary, which gives you a little bit of healing all the time. So it's up to you. So to start off Act 2, we have, just like Act 1, a quest that will give us a free skill by killing this Radament guy. You just go to the sewers. It has two entrances inside of town, one where you bought the Mercenary and another by the docks. And then you go to level 3, and in level 3 you'll find Radament, who you can kill, and he'll drop a book of skills, which will give you one free skill point. And if you don't remember how to spend your skill points, the link to the previous video is in the description, where I also posted in this description of the previous video all of the skills that you should choose here up until level 25. Alright, so we finished the first quest, the only optional quest that we're gonna do here in Act 2, and now it's time to get started with how to complete Act 2. As you can see, I'm so powerful that I barely need to hit any monsters. They die from like one or two pulses from my holy fire. Easy game. So here in Act 2 we have 3 important objectives. First, we need to find the Horadric Cube. Second, we need to find 2 pieces of the Horadric Staff. An amulet, which is going to be in the Claw of the Viper Temple, and a staff, which is going to be in the Maggot Lair in Fair Oasis. So to get started, walk out of town, go into the first area, the Rocky Waste, and then just cling to the wall until you find the exit into Dry Hills. When you get to Dry Hills, you need to look for the Halls of the Dead, which is a kind of a temple that you can go inside. And when you go down to level 3, you will find the Horadric Cube in a golden chest down there. Alright, so we just found the Horadric Cube. As you can see, it's lying on the floor. And this is, as I said, our first step to completing Act 2. As you can see, I also found a new weapon for my Mercenary, and it's an upgrade. So I am of course gonna equip it on him. As you can see, I already found a helmet for him also. Just any type of equipment you find that gives resistance or life or anything, basically. Give it to your merc so he gets more damage or more defense, because it's gonna help out. His damage is really high in the beginning. Alright, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna exit back out of the Hall of the Dead, and then we're gonna do the exact same thing as we did before, cling to the wall until we find the exit out until Fair Oasis. And here in Fair Oasis is a good time to find a waypoint again, because we're gonna go down in the Maggot Lair, and it's one of the most annoying areas in the game because the walls are so the space is so cramped that you can't really get past anybody unless you kill them. So once we get to the Maggot Lair, we're gonna go to level 3. If you want to get there faster, just follow the right wall all the way down to level 3. And when you get to level 3, just head upwards. And then you're gonna get as fast as possible to the next level and to the boss, who also has a golden chest which drops our staff. So we got back to town, we took our waypoint back to Dry Hills or Fair Oasis or where you found it, and the next step is to find the Claw of the Viper temple. So to do this, do exactly as we did before, cling to the right hand wall or the left hand wall, whichever one you choose, and go until you find the exit of Fair Oasis into the Lost City. And in the Lost City we just do the same thing until we find the next area, which is a small area, and you just head straight from the entrance to this area and find the temple that you need to go inside. And inside this temple you can go down one level and you'll find an altar that you can kick, which will drop you your amulet. Be a little bit careful in this temple because these snakes in the temple, they charge at you, so sometimes they come from far away, and they can also shoot some magic from far away. They can be a little bit deadly, so be a little bit careful. Alright, so we found the amulet, put it into a cube with the staff, transmute it, and you'll get a bigger staff. The staff we need to take to the end of the act to open a portal to get into the boss room and kill Duriel. For now, head back to town. Go talk to Drognen, who is close to the exit of town, if your exit is on the right hand side of town like mine is. And this is because sometimes the town portal will bug out when you're in Arcane Sanctuary and when you're in the last level of this act. So talk to him to make sure your town portal is working. After you talk to him, head into the palace. Go down to level 3 of the palace cellar. And when you get to level 3, you will find in the middle of the level, you will find a room with a portal and an elite group. Kill the elite group and go through the portal and you'll get to the Arcane Sanctuary. Alright, so we found the Arcane Sanctuary. We're walking on a floating platform in outer space. And we're looking for a mage, the summoner. So it's basically random here. You just pick any of the 4 ways, go to the end, and see if you can find him at the end. If not, take a town portal, go back to the waypoint, or just walk around in a circle until you get back. As you can see, I was super lucky and I found him the first time. So kill him real quick, boom boom, just one hit, open his book, enter the town portal, and do remember to take this waypoint. Now you can see in your quest log the symbol of the tomb that you have to get to. So you find the tomb which has this symbol outside. It will be on a small pillar outside the entrance, and there are like 7 tombs if I remember correctly. And this is a very good place to get experience actually until level 25. So when we get to later in the video, when we need to get to level 25, this is where we're gonna go. So, and if you want to, you can already do it now. Just turn out the player count like we did in Tristan runs and do some tomb runs here. If you're playing online, you can probably join some tomb run games and get a good experience here until 25. But I like to save it for after Act 4, because if I get to level 25 while I'm playing, then there is no reason to do runs, right? So what we're looking for in Tal Rasha's tomb is this orifice you can see right here. So as you can see me doing, I'm pulling out the staff from my cube so I can put it inside the orifice. We put it there to open up a gate to the boss of this act, Duriel. So now is the time to get ready. Duriel, he will make you cold. You can, if you have trouble with him, buy some thawing potions in town. And if not, then just kill him like I did. He is not super hard. So once you kill him, go to the end of his chamber and talk to Duriel, who will take you back to town. Once we get back to town, head back up to the palace and talk to Jaren outside the palace. And then you need to go back to the docks, talk to Mephisto, who is the one who will take you to Act 3. So I'll see you there in Act 3. Alright, so you made it to Act 3. Congratulations, I'm proud of you. So, much like Act 2, Act 3 has an optional quest. It's not gonna give us a skill point, but it's gonna give us 4 stat points. And then there is actually a second optional quest in Act 3 we can do, which pretty much everyone will end up doing because it's so easy. And it will give us 20 extra life points. So this first one is just the first or second elite that you kill is gonna drop a Jade figurine. You take the Jade figurine to Mephisto, and then he will give you a golden bird. And then you take the golden bird to Alcor. You go away from him, go back and talk to him again for a second time, third time actually. And then he will give you a potion you can drink, which will give you 20 extra life points. So it's pretty simple, pretty easy, and who doesn't want extra life points? And if we're lucky, yep, that dropped right there. So this is the one. You take it back to town, and then that's it. Alright, so back to how to finish Act 3. We need to find, much like in Act 2, 3 things that we put in the cube and transmute together with the 4th thing to get a weapon that we need in order to smash something that's gonna open a door so we can go to the Act boss. Basically the same as Act 2, just different things. We need to find 3 organs, a brain, a heart, and an eye. The eye you find here in the spider cavern where you see me right now. The spider cavern is located in the spider forest, which is the first area you will get to when you go outside of town. So we just found it right here, Khalim's eye. Save it and go back outside. The next thing we need to find is Khalim's brain. It is beneath the Flayer jungle inside the Flayer Dungeon. And we'll find it here in the Flayer jungle, right next to where you can also find the Git bin. You see here, there's a little place of fire. You just kill a champion or elite and find a Git bin. It gives you a ring if you return back to Ormus in town, so might as well. As you can see, I like to make a TP here, a teleport here, town portal. And then go forward to the next area and find the waypoint, go back to town, enter my town portal, and descend the dungeon. So it just makes it a little bit faster. It's not necessary. You can go down in the dungeon and go back up if you want to. Just gonna save you a little bit of time. So we're back in Flayer Dungeon. We just got to level 3, and as you can see, here's the golden chest, which will have Khalim's brain inside. Pick it up and go back to town, or if you didn't get a waypoint in the next area, then go back up and continue forward until Lower Kurust. As you can see, I already went forward from Lower Kurust and got a waypoint in Kurust Bazaar, which is where we're going to be right now for the optional quest that will give us 5 stat points. Here you'll be able to find a ruined temple. It's this one right here. And you can see me entering right now. You go into the ruined temple, you kill some elites inside, and then you can take a book off of a pedestal. You'll see me do it in like 2 seconds. 1, 2, where is it? You can't even find it. Look, I'm running around like a chicken with no head, and there it is. So Lamb's Tome, you pick it up and you give it back to Alcor, the same guy who gave you the health potion. When you give it to him, you'll get 5 extra stat points. After this, we need to find an entrance to the sewers. You can find it here in the Kurus Bazaar, or you can go to Upper Kurus like I did, and as you'll see me, I'll take the longest road possible to get to level 2. But we go to level 2, there will be a golden chest, and you'll be able to pick up Khalim's heart. Pick it up, put it in the cube, and we're ready to go forward. So we exit the sewers, and as you can see, I exited into Upper Kurus. Then in Upper Kurus we will find the Travincal. So you just keep heading upwards, and then at one point you will get to this platform that you see right here, which will lead you to the Travincal. Here you'll be able to find a waypoint to the left. Make sure to take it first, because if you die at the Travincal, it's annoying to have to run that far. And it's really close by. So we go back onto the middle of the map and we can find the Travincal Council. Here you just kill the council members. In reality, you just have to kill one of the elites. He will drop Khalim's flail like you just saw, and you don't really have to kill the other ones, but you might as well, because it's not super hard on normal. So I'll just kill them, and then I'll see you in 2 seconds. So we kill them, and then we do exactly like as in Act 2, we transmute these 4 pieces together. This time you have to equip it to smash this orb. So equip it real quick, smash the orb, and it will open the gate down to Mephisto. At this point, the only thing left to do is transcend down to level 3 of the Durance of Hate. When you get to level 3, you'll see the council one more time. You can kill them if you want to. It's nice to clear out the room before you take on Mephisto. So clear out the room a little bit, kill the council members, and then go up and kill Mephisto. When you kill him, take the portal to Act 4, and we are ready for the shortest act of the game. Alright. So you made it to Act 4. Congratulations. This used to be the last act of Diablo until they made Act 5 in the expansion. So, as I said, Act 4 is really short, but we have some awesome quests to do. All 3 of them we're gonna do. So, the first quest is gonna give us 2 skill points by killing Izual. The second one is gonna give us a free rune and some perfect gems and some flawless gems for smashing Mephisto's soulstone on the Hellforge. And the third one is of course killing the act boss, Diablo. So let's just get started. The first thing we're gonna do is go outside of town, like always. And here we're going onto the outer steps. Just follow any of the sides of the map to find the exit onto the Plains of Despair. And the Plains of Despair is where we're gonna find Izual. And the exit looks exactly like this that you can see right here. I just found it. So if you're unlucky, then this place will be filled with souls, which shoot lightning at you, as you will see happen in 3. There it came. So these guys are not very fun, and you know, I'm used to the game, so I can deal with it, but I totally understand if you cannot and if you die all the time, because honestly it's one of the things that kills me the most in this game. So anyways, if you get souls, exit the game, create a new game, and hopefully you don't have souls. If you still have souls, do it again. As you can see, we already found Izual, so you just walk around in the Plains of Despair and he'll be somewhere. I usually just walk around until I see the little quest marker turn red. Then I know that he's nearby. And as you can see, this is a good time for me to explain how repairing works, because my armor just broke, which means I cannot use my flail. So just go to any of the merchants who sell weapons and they will repair your gear for you. And they cost a little bit of gold, but that's how it is. So let's get back to killing Izual. When you finish killing him, his ghost will show up. As you can see, his ghost is showing up now. Talk to his ghost and then go back and talk to Duriel, who will give you 2 skill points, which is awesome. By far the best quest in the game, or maybe with the exception of the 10 free all rest that we can get from Act 5, but we'll get to that. So we're back in the Plains of Despair, and as usual we just follow one of the sides of the map until we get to the City of the Damned. And so as you can see, the entrance is right here. Inside the City of the Damned, we're looking for some stairs that leads down into the depths of hell. It's easy to recognize because there's always a waypoint right next to them, and they look a little bit like these rifts in the ground that you can see right here. So, waypoint found, stairs to hell found, and in this river of flame we're gonna look for 2 things. We're gonna look for the next waypoint and we're gonna look for the Hellforge. And it depends on what you find first. For me, I found the waypoint first and then I just backtracked a little bit to find the Hellforge. And at the Hellforge you will see Mephisto is guarding it. Pick up his Hellforge hammer, put it on your offhand, and yeah, you can if you want to kill the trash around, it helps out a little bit. And you just put Mephisto's soulstone here on the forge, and when you get a chance you can smash it with the Hellforge hammer. And then as you will see, we get 1 rune. What a shitty drop we got here, but whatever, I'm not even gonna pick up the rune. So we just head straight back to the waypoint and start getting ready to kill Diablo. As you can see, I'm level 24. I'm missing a little bit to get to level 25, and I haven't respec'd yet. I'm still using the Holy Fire, I'm still using the exact same gear I was using at the end of Act 1 when we geared up for normal. And it's a little bit slower here in Act 4 because most of the monsters are accustomed to fire. I mean, they run around in a river of flames, so obviously they will have some fire resistance. But I waited to respec until the end of Act 5, but if you want to, you can already do it now and you will definitely be able to kill Diablo with this build that I have right now or with the new hammer build that I will go through at the end of this video. So we just go upwards here through the river of flame until we get to the Chaos Sanctuary. Once we get to the Chaos Sanctuary, you'll find 5 of these seals that you see right here. When you open 3 of them, an elite pack will spawn. Like right here you see the first elite pack is spawning. Then there's another seal a little bit further upwards on the map, which will spawn an elite pack, and then there's 2 more seals down on the right side of the map, which when you open one of them will spawn the 3rd elite pack. Once you open all of the 5 seals, Diablo will spawn in the sanctuary, given that you have killed all of the elite bosses. And at this point, all of the monsters left in the sanctuary will also die. So you can run anywhere and any monsters you haven't killed are not going to be there for you to worry about. So it's time to kill Diablo. And it may take a little bit of time because we didn't respect the hammer build, but just give it 2 minutes and he will die. So once you kill him, go back to town. Back in town, Duriel will open a portal to Act 5. And because I'm not level 25 yet, I'm going to go, look, 24 and a half. So because I'm only missing a half level, I chose to go to Act 3 because it's quickly. To go back there, kill the elite that's right here, and then go around killing these small flayers in the Flayer Dungeon. But otherwise you can go, as I said in Act 2, you can go back to the tombs, which are at the last waypoint. In Act 2 you can go do some tomb runs there, crank up the player count to 4, to 6, to 8, whatever you feel comfortable with, until you get to level 25. Because if we go to Act 5 without being in level 25, the way that the game calculates experience for you, it's gonna give you such a big experience penalty that you may only get half a level, and otherwise you would be able to get 3-4 levels with the same amount of experience. So it just doesn't make sense to go to Act 5 unless you're level 25. Alright, congratulations! You made it to the final act of Diablo 2 Resurrected. And this act is filled with awesome optional quests that are gonna give us valuable rewards that we're gonna use to make sure that we're ready for Nightmare. For example, Lasuk, the Barbarian of Act 5, the guy you just saw repair my stuff 10 seconds ago, he's gonna give us a great reward for killing the guy who is just a little bit further ahead, and once we kill him, he's going to socket an item for us, which is going to be how we're going to make our first Nightmare rune word, the Spirit Sword, which is going to be an awesome help. It's going to give us 2 all skills, faster cast rate, it's going to give us a bunch of vitality, a bunch of mana, and faster hit recovery. All in all, an awesome sword. And all you have to do is kill this guy that you see me kill right now, and then find a crystal sword and take it back to Lasuk. So as soon as we kill this guy, we walk up these stairs and we take the waypoint. And as you can see here, I already have found some awesome bases to use for this socket quest, and I'll tell you in the next video what you need to do to get the same type of good shit. So the next quest that we want to do is right here in the next area in the Frigid Highlands, where we're going to walk around a little bit until we find some barbarians trapped in a cage. Like you see right here, 5 barbarians trapped in a cage. And you're gonna find a total of 3 cages with a total of 15 barbarians. Once you save all of them, you go back to the guy who resurrects your mercenary in Act 5, and he's gonna give you 3 runes that we can put into a shield to make a really good rune word, and I will put it right here on the screen when I'm done editing so you can see. It's gonna give us a bunch of all resist, and it's gonna be the perfect rune word for us until we are able to make a spirit shield in a good paladin base. So to make this Ancient's Pledge shield, all you need to do is get the runes as the quest reward by talking to the guy, and then you go to Act 2 and buy a 3-socketed shield from Farah, just like we did when we bought the flail. And just make sure that it's not magic, make sure that it's a gray name, and you put them in Ral, Ord, Tal, and then you got your shield. The next thing we want to do is continue onto the Arreat plateau. As you see, I just found it right here along with this nice belt upgrade. And as you see, I also found this awesome paladin shield with 13 all-res, which is white. This one is really good to hang on to because you can use the socket quest to make it 4-socket, and then you can make a spirit shield. So if you maybe already have a spirit sword, hang on to these types of shields because you can use some runes and a perfect gem, or you can use the Lasuk socket quest to try to make it socket and see if we can make your spirit shield. But after we get to Arreat Plateau, we need to find the Crystaline passage, and inside this Crystaline passage we can find another deeper level which is called the Frozen River. And here in this Frozen River we're gonna get to save Anya, who is going to give us 10 all-res for saving her. Or her friend Mala is gonna give us a scroll which gives us 10 to all res just for saving her. It's awesome, and you can do it on normal, on nightmare, and on hell, so you can get 30 all res this way. Easy game, so you should definitely do that. And also, when you save Anya, if you talk to her afterwards, if you're a paladin, she's gonna give you a free paladin shield you can use. Maybe it's even better than the rune word that you can make, so keep that in mind, that you should maybe save Anya before you make the rune word. But either way, whatever you choose, the Ancient's Pledge rune word is awesome. So, and if you're a source, she's gonna give you a staff that probably is not better than Leaf, but before you can get the Spirit Sword, maybe it's better when you're respecing to Blizzard. Who knows? So when you find Anya, talk to her, make a town portal back to town, talk to Mala. She's gonna give you a potion that will unfreeze her. Go back, talk to Anya, then make another town portal back to town, talk to Mala, and she's gonna give you the scroll with all res. So you can see right here, Scroll of Resistance. And as you can see my res right now, after I read it, it's gonna max out fire res. Perfect. So hopefully you found the waypoint in Crystaline Passage, otherwise take your town portal back to Frozen River and find your way back to the Crystaline Passage. Here you need to find the way to the next area, which is the Glacial Trail, which you need to pass through, and then you need to descend up to the Frozen Tundra, which you also need to just pass through until you get to the Ancient's Way. And this is where the real challenge is about to start. Once you get to the Ancient's Way, you just walk around until you find the exit to the Arreat summit. It's a good idea to make a town portal before, because if you die here, you will have to go all the way back. And you cannot make a town portal while you're fighting because they will disappear. So make a town portal before you enter the summit. And then you just kill the guardians here. They'll give you a level when you kill them, and you're ready to descend down the Wellstone Keep and kill Baal, the last boss that we'll face in normal. So this is basically like any other map, just walk around until you find level 2, and level 2 make sure to pick up the waypoint, because we're gonna be doing ball runs to get more experience. Then when you get to level 4, aka the Throne of Destruction, you'll get to this part of the map, which you need to clear out every single monster in this square right here where Baal is sitting. And when you do, he will start laughing. Ha 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 ha. And that means that his first wave is going to be coming, which is going to be from Act 1. Alright, so we have these pestilences from Act 1. Make sure to kill the elite because he keeps reviving the minions, just like in Act 1. Now the next one who's gonna come up is gonna poison you, so if you get too much damage from poison, just take a town portal, talk to Mala to heal you and your merc and clear the poison. Act 3 is the council again, and they pretty much always kill your merc with the Hydra, so quick trip back, heal from Mala, buy your merc again, and go back. Then we have Act 4, and as you can see, I still did not respec. I'm still doing fire damage, so this is gonna take a while. Thank God I sped up the video. So let's kill the last wave, which is the wave that's gonna give you the most experience. But it's also going to not be a fun time on players 3 with this holy fire. You can see they're dying super slow and I'm losing a ton of health. So this is the moment where I decide to do a respec, because I was gonna do it anyway, but let's just try one more time to see how I cannot kill these guys. And yeah, it's not pretty. So let's take a look at the respec. So as you can see here, the first thing I did was I just switched out my flail for just a random one I had picked up. It has no skills, no nothing. It has 30 to lightning resist, so it's just to wear something that's not going to do nothing for my new build, which the flail I was wearing is not going to do anything. So I take 65 points into strength because it's a good point to wear various gears that are available at 65, and then just to rest into vitality. And then we start speccing into our Hammerdin. As you can see, I get this redemption, and it's actually from the flail I was wearing, or scepter. So, but we take 4 points here, and then we go might, blessed aim, and concentration here, and then we max out our hammer. So 1 point into prerequisites, and yeah, I took holy shield also. Actually, I don't think I did, but anyways, you can put 1 point into holy shield if you want to. It's gonna give you more block chance and a faster block animation, so it's a nice skill to have, and we'll put points into it at 1 point. So we just maxed out all the points we could into blessed hammer, and then you're basically gonna put the rest into vigor because it's a synergy. It's gonna give you, I think it's 14 extra % damage per skill point, and then you also put some points into concentration, but I'll put the exact numbers down in the description because it's a little bit difficult, the calculation, because at 1 point it gives you more damage to put them into vigor, and then at 1 point it gives you more damage to put it into concentration. So you have to make sure that the hard points you have into vigor are about 12 or 14 points higher than the total skill level you have in concentration, which is, that's a little bit difficult to wrap your head around. But in the end, what I usually do is that I save skill points until I have 2, and then I basically put 1 into vigor, see how much my damage increases, and I put 1 into concentration and see how much my damage increases, and then I know, okay, it's time to spend skill points in vigor or blessed aim, which is the other synergy that we're gonna max out, or it's time to spend skill points in concentration. So alright, so back to Baal's throne room. We're just gonna run around in circles a little bit to get them a little bit away from the town portal, and then we're gonna start spamming hammers. And as you can see, even with no gear that gives extra skill points, they're dying a lot faster than they were with our other build. So this is a really powerful build, and we're already at players 3 at this point. So if you want to put it up, I'm pretty sure that as soon as I get to the next one, I'm gonna put it up to players 4 and players 8, and just keep doing Baal runs until you hit level 40 or level 45. If you do it on players 8, you're gonna get 2 levels per run, so you can get to level 45 in like 20 minutes, half an hour, which is awesome. So yeah, the only thing missing is to kill Baal, and with these hammers it's not gonna take so long time. But let's see, spend some skill points first maybe, just because we can. And this redemption aura that I'm showing right now, or I was showing, is gonna be pretty helpful when you get to use this hammer build, because every time you kill somebody, every time you kill monsters, when you're low on mana or you're low on health, you switch over from concentration to redemption aura, and then it's gonna suck up all of the corpses and turn it into health and mana for you. So you'll see me doing this when we get to Nightmare. Just kill a group of monsters, switch over to redemption, have full health and full mana, and then we're ready to go on to the next one. This helps out a lot, especially if you don't have a mercenary with the insight rune word, which is gonna give you a lot of mana regen, but I'll get back to that in the next video when we're talking about gearing up for Nightmare. Right now, congratulations, man! You made it through normal and you completed your first playthrough of Diablo 2 Resurrected. The only thing left to do is talk to Duriel and he's gonna take you to Destruction's End, which is not really the end because we all know that there's Nightmare and Hell afterwards. So this is where the fun is really gonna begin, because Nightmare is gonna be super easy with this build. Like, I completed Nightmare the other day with this Paladin and I played it on players 3 all the way through and it was just super easy. So congratulations. Any comments, I really appreciate it. If you would like to subscribe, man, I really appreciate it. And make sure you stay tuned for the next video, because I'm gonna go through how to gear up for Nightmare and how to get ready in general. How to make sure that we get a good level before we start Nightmare, and how we're gonna get awesome gear so that we're ready to kill Nightmare. And I promise you, just like I did in the normal playthrough, I completed all of Nightmare with the gear that I found before even starting Nightmare. Just like I did on normal, I completed all of normal with the exact same gear that we found and had at the beginning of Act 2. So stay tuned, and you guys are awesome. Thanks you for watching. Cheers.